I have a confession to make. I started playing League again. Yeah, it wasn't the smartest choice I could make, but it was fun while it lasted. But like touching yourself at night, when you go cold turkey for a while, and you stop doing something that is highly addictive for an extremely long time, and you stop all sources of any sort of intake of any sort of chemical, and then you come back to some sort of addictive thing, like League of Legends, then your brain gets hit with something that can cause a withdrawal symptom. In my case, it was a hit of dopamine. Too much adrenaline, too much bodily chemicals that put me off balance. I mean, I'm not in balance to begin with, but it didn't really help my situation, I'll just say that much. So up till now, I haven't really been playing video games more than probably about 10 or 20 minutes on the weekends. And then I come back to League of Legends, which I was previously addicted to in college, and right out of college when I first started my first job as a code monkey. That used to dictate my sleep schedule, that used to dictate every single thing that I did, and I would try to schedule myself around playing League of Legends. For me, it was that fun, even though it was that toxic at the same time. But for some reason, I always came back. And after about half a year to a year of not playing that, and also not playing video games really consistently or at long periods of time, this weekend, or last weekend, I played with a few people, and we started playing some League of Legends for a good 8 hours. Yeah, it was fun, but it was long. It was really long. So because of this, I'm pretty sure there were some chemical changes and some emotional based things and anxiety and all sort of things that were kind of brought back after not playing for a long time. And when something minor happens, another thing that's minor happens, another thing that's minor happens, eventually you realize, man, I'm not okay. I'm not alright. And I haven't really realized it, but there's been plenty times at work or just in my normal cadence of doing things where I always told people, hey, I'm okay, hey, I'm alright. And I never really understood how much of a disservice that was. I never really realized that that was not a true reflection of what was going on. The thing is, we like to hear the status quo, and we don't want to be the people who's gonna upset somebody's day. And so when it comes to being honest, a lot of times we just default to alright or okay. We just tell people, I mean, it's going, or day's going, I'm alright, you know, everything's okay, that type of thing. But in reality, we're not. In reality, we're either getting what we want done, or we're not. Either we're enjoying life, or we're not. Either we feel like we're expressing ourselves, or we're not. And I didn't really realize how detrimental this was, just saying alright or okay to people. Because it's a safe route. It's the route that doesn't change anyone. It doesn't change our standings with people. And it's a safe thing to say. So we do it. Instead of appearing weak, or instead of appearing as someone who's not having it, we would rather appear as neutral or okay or alright. And now I understand that there's a level of dishonesty in that. There's a level of trust that I feel is almost breached. These are supposed to be the people that you work with. These are supposed to be the people that are friends with you. These are supposed to be people that you're close with, or family members that you can just explain how you feel. But I didn't even realize that for the longest time, all I've been saying is okay or alright, and I haven't really realized how little that says and how unhelpful that is. I mean, if you expect somebody to put in their best and they just say okay, they just say alright, I mean, what are you going to expect out of the person? You're going to expect their best? And of course I'm saying this being self-aware. This is my problem. This is something that I have to fix. Something that I'm not truthful about. And you know, I think it was actually good that I had this unbalance, because it gave me another perspective to realize that of that level of dishonesty. And I don't know how common this is. I just know people always say alright. People just say okay to me too. Which means maybe they don't feel safe to tell me how they actually feel also. Which is okay. I mean, that's to be expected. People may be comfortable in that normal or status quo, and that's not something for me to expect for somebody to change out of. But if there's anything that I learned from this, if there's anything that I want to make clear, it's that we aren't helping anyone. when we just say okay, when we just say alright. Maybe you might actually feel that way. You might actually be okay or alright, but that doesn't really express much of how you're actually feeling or how you're actually doing. And on an objective level, somebody doesn't have that answer, that resolve, that level of certainty. How can they trust us? How can they trust that we'll be able to perform or even be that friend or that family member or person, insert relationship here with? How can they actually know that you're going to be there for them? Me personally, I know I need to give a more clear answer. I know I need to take a second, and I know that alright or okay doesn't cut it. Because if I continue to tell people this, why would they give me their trust? Why would they be my friends? Why would they be my family? All I'm doing is being that NPC who says the same thing over and over again when you jam that A button. How am I helping? How am I being a part of somebody's life? If I was to pass that on, it's not that we have to say anything different from alright or okay. But the lesson I want to learn from this and the lesson that I want to extend is that we have to be able to share what we are actually feeling. We have to be able to put ourselves forwards and trust that whatever happens when somebody hears this, that they're going to be okay with our answer, or that they're not going to be okay with our answer. And whatever happens after that, we accept. Because that's in every one of their rights to either accept it or not accept it as our friends, family members, or whatever relation we have with them. And the fact that I didn't realize this and understand this is one step closer for me. And I'm hoping that this also brings you one step closer, being able to live the life you want to live and to do the things that you want to do. Thank you.